Hello friends, this is Umesh. Welcome to my channel Education for All. Today we are going to study about a beautiful chapter of class 7th, that is physical and chemical changes. Physical and chemical changes. You must have come across various changes in your surroundings, in your day-to-day life. Suppose sometimes your mother asks you to add sugar inside the water to make a solution. So sugar solution is a change. Setting a cord from milk is also a change. Sometimes your mother will ask you to add something salt and water. That is also a change, right? These are the different changes in our day-to-day life. But in science, what we call these two different changes? In science, we call these changes as categorized as two types. One is physical change and another one is chemical change. Let us discuss what is physical change. From the word we can say that physical change means change in the physical property of the substance. Physical properties means such as shape, size and color of the substances, right? So a change in the physical properties of substances are called physical change. Physical properties means shape, size and color of the substances, right? And in these physical changes no new substance is formed. So in physical changes no new substance is formed, right? And these changes are reversible, right? Reversible means we can get the original substance again, right? For example, let us see by different activities how physical changes is reversible, right? There it is a piece of paper. You can see the size of the paper. It is rectangular, right? Now I am going to fold this paper three times, right? After folding you can see that the size of the paper is reduced, right? And I can bring the paper to its original shape and size, right? If I unfold it again it comes to its original shape and size. So physical changes is reversible. As I said before, we can in physical changes the shape and size of the substance is changed and we can get the original substance again. Let us do another activity, right? It is a glass of water. Inside this glass there is water, right? I'm going to add a pinch of salt inside it, right? After adding the salt I'm going to stirring it, rinse it, right? What will happen? After some time the salt will dissolve in the water, right? And we can get the salt again from this water, right? Have you must have studied in class 6 that by the process of evaporation we can get again salt from the water, right? So the physical changes is reversible. It is a physical change, right? You must have seen this. It is a rubber band, right? If I stretch this rubber band in my two hands, you will observe that the length of the rubber band is going to be increased, right? And I can bring to its original, if I will leave it, then I can bring to its original shape and size. You see now the original shape. If I am going to stretch, then it is increased, the length is going to be increased. And if I leave it, again comes to its original shape and size. So it is a physical changes. You can see also in your daily life you use the data cable, right? You can see the data cable, the length of the data cable, right? If I will fold like this in circular, right? I can bring also to its original shape and size. So physical change is reversible. Finally, we have seen that in different activities that the physical change is reversible, and in physical changes no new substance is formed. Suppose in this glass there is water, right? If you want to convert this water to ice, you can convert it. If you keep this water in refrigerator, after some time you get ice, and if you bring ice from the refrigerator, then you can again get the water. So in physical changes no new substance is formed, right? We can get the original substance again. So these are the properties of the physical changes. So I hope students you can identify now physical changes and what is physical change, right? Then comes to chemical changes. Next is chemical changes. From the word we can say that in chemical changes means change in the chemical property of the substance. Chemical property of the substance means the oxidation and the reactivity of the substances. For example, this is a glass of water, right? It is ujala. You know this. In our daily life, for white clothes, we use this. I'm going to add some drop of ujala inside this water, right? Now you can see the water color is going to be changed, right? It is now blue in color, right? So we cannot get the ujala again from this water. Already the reactivity and everything have changed the water color, so we cannot get it again. So chemical change is irreversible. Irreversible, it is just opposite of physical changes. As I said before, physical changes is reversible, it is irreversible. Irreversible means we cannot get the original substance again, right? So chemical change is irreversible, right? This is a matchstick, right? We use in a day to day life, right? If I burn these matchsticks, we cannot get again the phosphorus in the matchsticks, right? So it is chemical changes. We think that if I will burn, it is a piece of paper, right? If I burn this piece of paper, then what will happen? I will get the paper ash, and from the paper ash, it is impossible to get paper again. So these are the chemical changes, and chemical changes is irreversible. Irreversible means we cannot get the original substance again, as I said, in different activities, right? In our daily life, you must have seen the roasting of iron, right? This is wall pin, right? It is already rusted. If you keep some iron articles outside exposed to the atmosphere, after some days you see that a film of brownish substance acquire on it. This film of brownish substance is called rust, and the process is called roasting, right? And the process is called roasting. Let us see the equation of roasting of iron. Iron is Fe. Fe is iron. When iron react with oxygen, O2 is oxygen. When iron react with oxygen and water, it is water. It gives ferric oxide, Fe2O3. This ferric oxide is called rust. It is iron, it is oxygen, and it is water, right? So for this roasting, we can say that oxygen and water is essential, means necessary, right? So when this rust will be more, if in atmosphere the humidity is more, then rusting will be faster, right? So it depends upon the humidity of the atmosphere. If the humidity is higher, then rusting will be faster, right? Then how can we prevent this rusting, right? How can we prevent this rusting of iron? You must have seen different articles, right? uh, just I want to say you the different articles. You must have seen iron benches on the gardens, iron gates in our school gates. It gets rusted, and in your daily life, that is spades and shovels, if you keep a long time, if you don't use it, then it gets rusted. In your house, you must have seen in the kitchen, if the iron tawa, if you are not using after a long time, it gets rusted, right? So these are the different articles we use in our daily life. It gets rusted, right, when it exposed to the air. So how can we prevent this rusting of iron? There is an process you must have seen, that is by painting. Sometimes we paint these iron articles, right? But we should do it regularly, this painting, right? When the painting will gone away, it automatically gets rusted. You must have seen also bikes, right? And different articles gates of our school. If we don't color it again and again, painting it again and again regularly, then it also gets rusted again, right? But there is another process we can prevent the rusting. If you coat a layer of some metals like zinc, nickel, and manganese, right? If we'll do this type of metals, coat this type of metals in iron articles, then it does not get rusted. This type of process is known as galvanization. This process is known as galvanization, right? This process, coating of zinc, nickel, and manganese, different metals on iron articles, is known as galvanization. By this galvanization process, we can prevent rusting, right? So let us see, in chemical changes, new substance is formed, right? It is just opposite of physical changes. As I said before, in physical changes, no new substance is formed, but in chemical changes, new substance is formed, right? In chemical changes, new substance is formed. Means, suppose you are going to prepare curd from milk, right? Can you again get milk again from the curd? No, it is not possible. So in chemical changes, new substance is formed. So let us see what is the difference between physical and chemical changes. It is very important question, comes to your exam. What is the difference between physical and chemical changes? We have already studied the different properties and characteristics of physical and chemical changes. Let us compare, right? Physical and chemical changes. Here is physical change and here is chemical change. Chemical changes. You have to write like this in examination. If there is coming something question about comparison, we have to write like this, right? Physical changes, change in physical properties of the substance. Change in physical property, right? Property of the substance, right? It is change in chemical property of the substance. Change in chemical property. Chemical property of the substance. right? As I said, it is reversible, right? And it is irreversible, right? And in physical changes, new substance is not formed. New substance is not formed. What in chemical changes? New substance is formed. New substance is formed. These are the difference between physical and chemical changes. Physical changes and chemical changes. Right? Let us summarize what we have studied today. Right? Generally, there are two types of changes. One is physical change and another is chemical change. Right? Physical changes, as I said, physical change is reversible. Reversible means we can get the original substance again. This physical change is reversible. And no new substance is formed. In physical changes, no new substance is formed. Melting of ice, right? You can get again ice, again water from ice, right? Boiling of water. These are the examples of physical changes. And chemical changes. Chemical change is irreversible. It is just opposite of physical changes. Irreversible means we cannot get the original substance again, right? And new substance is formed. In chemical change, new substance is formed. Burning a food, if you wood will be burned, we cannot get again the wood. So in chemical changes, new substance is formed, right? Let us do different questions for your understandings, right? This is the variety of questions, right? First one is classify the changes as physical or chemical changes, right? First one is the explosion of a firework, right? This firework is physical or chemical change, right? It is a chemical change, right? Explosion of a firework, we cannot get the original substance again. Digestion of food, every day we eat food, we cannot get again food from our body. When it is going out as stool, we cannot get it again. Melting of ice, it is physical change. If you melt ice, we'll get water. And if you freeze water again in refrigerator, you will get again ice. Burning of food, it is chemical change, right? We cannot get the wood again. Which of the following is a chemical change? Bursting of a firecracker. In Diwali, you must have seen that so much cracker we burst. So bursting a firecracker is a chemical change. We cannot get the firecracker again. Germination of a seed. If seed will germinate, we cannot get it again. It is a chemical change. Coal formation from buried trees. Right? After coal formation from buried trees, we cannot get the trees again. So all are chemical changes. So the answer will be all of these. Next question is uh, state the following statement is true or false. Condensation of steam is not a chemical change. Yes, it is true. Condensation of steam is not a chemical change. It is a physical change. Right? If we condense the steam, we'll get water. Then water you can also convert to steam. Right? Fill in the blanks. Change in which only dash properties of a substance change are called physical change. As I said, in physical change, the physical properties of the substance is changed, like the shape, size, and color. So in the blanks, change in which only property, physical properties of a substance change are called physical change. And homework for you today, make a list of different substances around you, at least 10, and identify which one is physical and chemical changes. Right? Note down in your copy your homework, that is, in your surroundings, at least 10, you see different changes and identify which one is physical and which one is chemical. It is homework for you. In the next class, I will check your homework. Right? Which one is physical and which one is chemical. I'm going to write the homework on whiteboard. You write in your copy. Right? Homework. Write at least 10 changes around you. 10 changes around you and identify which one is physical and which one is chemical. This is homework for you. In the next class, I will check your copy. Right? If any doubt, we'll discuss in our class. Thank you.